I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, joining us today is Najee Wyatt. He is the brilliant mind behind the book on estate hacking, earning success regardless of funds or credit. This enlightening read offers a unique perspective on leveraging the real estate industry without the typical constraints of licenses, funds, or even credit. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel. Najee, thanks so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Logan. I'm glad to be here.
My pleasure. Warren Buffett, who is one of the biggest investors known to man, says of all of the investments he made in his life, none has had a greater return than the home he bought when he first bought a house. So that's how profound and that's how important real estate is when it comes to accumulating wealth and return on investment, don't you think?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. There's a very large majority of actual millionaires that exist that became millionaires through real estate.
Absolutely. I think that's the way to wealth for most people, particularly average people. Their home is their economic engine. If they can get more than one home, they're on the right path, that's for sure. Tell us a little bit about what inspired you to delve into the world of real estate and then write this book about estate hacking.
Wow. Well, my journey started, I want to say, close to 10 years ago in regards to just being curious about real estate. I had a real good friend. We had, 9 to 5 jobs, and my whole goal was to have financial freedom, not to get filthy rich and have a bunch of money, but to have my time. I wanted to buy my freedom back. So we used to watch Property Brothers quite a bit, and we were kind of ignorant to the world of real estate. We thought, I need $50,000 to go do a fix and flip, and that's where our minds were at. So we ended up getting our CDLs together. Uh, I did 47 states, almost 600,000 miles, and all in hopes of raising money to be able to position myself to do something effective in the real estate industry. While I was driving trucks, I continued to study, and I found, I guess you can call it a loophole called wholesaling real estate, in which you don't need any funds or credit or any licensing. And I was thinking to myself, wow, if I would have found out about this before I got my CDL, I never would have jumped into trucks. I would have jumped right into real estate. So I had a very difficult journey just in regards to getting the proper traction in the industry. I didn't know the right people. I didn't know what I didn't know. Here I am, very articulate. I'm not afraid to talk to people, but I didn't have any real estate education at all. I had got burnt, by a couple mentors that I trusted and invested in. And I don't know, maybe they didn't take my goals as serious as I did, but I ended up finding a really good mentor. His name is Ed Hayes, and we actually became really close friends and business partners. But about 4 years ago, I reached out to him just to get some guidance in regards to, I don't know what I don't know. You've been there and done that, just give me some help. So once I actually got some traction, I decided, hey, I want to put this in a book. I want to be as informative as I possibly can. I want to help as many people as I can. And I ended up getting an award for it. Here's my award-winning book right here, the book on estate hacking. And the foreword was written by a New York Times bestseller, Raymond Aaron, who was he's the top 10 New York Times bestseller, author of 147 books.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes,
So
sir.
this book is kind of a how-to in real estate on how to get started and how to purchase that house if you are lacking credit, if you are lacking funds, and so forth, right?
Yes, sir. I removed that barrier completely. You don't have to have good credit. You don't have to have any money, and you don't have to have any licensing. The most important thing is that you have the education and that you learn how to implement it properly.
And the real estate that you've invested in, has it been basically long-term rentals, short-term rentals? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I'm more of a buy and hold. I know a lot of people like to do fix and flips. I'm more
Mhm.
of a buy and hold investor. So our particular strategy is finding investment properties where the seller is actually financing us the property. We don't have
Mhm.
to pay for it in full. We strike a deal with the seller, maybe 7 to 10% down with some sort of balloon payment 5 to 10 years in the future. And that seems to work out really good for us.
Right. And by buying and holding, you're improving upon the property. I'd imagine probably a lot of the properties are distressed, I would think. So you're fixing them up, but you're holding on to them. So you're not getting the money in the flip, but you are getting the money in the appreciation. I mean, over the last couple of years, we've seen the real estate market explode. Houses that were selling for $300,000 are now selling for $500,000, and $500,000 houses are close to $1 million, right?
Yes, yes, sir. The numbers keep on going up, and it doesn't look like they're going to slow anytime soon.
Yeah, yeah. And with interest rates as they are right now, like hovering around 8%, it seems like it's expensive compared to how it was a few years ago. But I guess you still have to get in the game and start playing it, right?
Definitely, definitely. And that's one of the big kickers that everyone is focused on is interest rates. And my company, as well as my colleagues, we actually structure creative real estate opportunities for investors that have as little as 0% interest. So when we put these deals in front of investors, they're like, how do we get this at 0% interest? We don't understand. It's because we structured it. We came to an agreement with the seller. You don't have to go to the bank to get this approval. We're not looking at your credit. All you have to have is the initial down payment, and you can make your monthly payments. 0% interest, 1%, 2%, 3%, lower than any financial institution will give you at this current day.
So finding the right seller seems like it's very important.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Finding the right seller, actually solving their problem, not just giving them some lowball offer and trying to get them out of their house. Find out why they're selling. Maybe they have a sick family member, or, maybe they lost their job and they're going through a tough time. See if you can actually get them the price that they're asking for. Put some solutions in front of them. But the right seller will definitely help you get the right deal.
And relationships are everything in life, as you know. So getting that seller to like you and want to sell to you is pretty important as well, right?
I would say that's at the top of the list. People tend to do business with people that they like and
Mhm.
trust. So if I'm reaching out to someone and it's all about business, what's the lowest price you'll take? I want to buy your property. There's no connection there. And they might say, hey, that guy was kind of crummy. But if I actually talk to them and connect with them and say, hey, how are you doing? Why are you looking to sell your property? Oh, okay, well, look, I have some solutions. I just want to put these on the table and tell me what you think about them. And I just have a conversation with them.
And I'd imagine it's important for people who are wannabe real estate investors to look beyond their own markets. For example, if they're in the Metro New York City area, it's going to be expensive to get started. But if you go to a market in North Carolina, South Carolina, Arkansas, you might be able to actually find some deals.
Well, I would say you can find a deal in any market as long as the seller has the motivation. What I came to, and I'm glad that you brought that up, Logan. What I learned is that people have problems, no matter if their house is $100,000 or they live in a mansion that's $5 million. People have problems. People
Yeah,
have financial problems, and the guy that lives in that $5 million mansion might be going through a foreclosure. I
right.
can actually structure a deal and get his property under contract not using any of my funds, and sell that contract to another investor and make a six-figure payday. So it's all about finding the right seller and solving their problem, no matter how much money they have.
Now, are you working with so-called angel investors as well who are helping fund your business?
Yes, yes. I have private money investors, angel investors. I have a lot of solid relationships where people trust me and they actually give me their money to invest in these deals.
Great. Well, this is a terrific book that is a wonderful how-to. So we don't want to give away all of the secrets, but if you were to tell the folks at home one thing they should do right now if they want to start being a real estate investor, what would you say that is?
Wow. Oof, that's a great question. That's a
Would it
great question.
be getting funds together? Would it be cleaning up your credit? Would it just get out there and try to buy that first property? I know buying the book is a great start as well, because it'll give
Yes.
people strategies on how to get that house that they thought was out of reach.
Yes, definitely. I would say study wholesaling real estate because that initial entry, it eliminates the need for credit. It eliminates the needs for your own funds as well as any licensing. And then from there, you can build up your money and start investing in different properties. But wholesaling is a great start because there's no barrier of entry except what you know.
Wonderful. The name of the book is The Book on
The book
Estate
on
Hacking.
estate hacking.
Exactly. The Book on Estate Hacking, Earning Success Regardless of Funds or Credit. It's a terrific book. It is written by Najee Wyatt. It is available everywhere books are sold, including Amazon. Pick up this book. It just might change your life, because the road to wealth really is paved in real estate. Najee, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you so much for having me, Logan.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.